Hi reception. So in today's lesson we're going to be exploring what the words friendship and forgiveness means, and we're going to do that by reading this book called Doug, the Bug That Went Boing. Now in this book there are two main characters. We've got Doug and Trevor, and they're best friends. Now can you have a think about who your close friends are whilst we read this story? Now Doug and Trevor have some similarities. So they look similar in some ways, don't they? But they also look different in other ways. So Doug here's purple and Trevor's a pinky colour. But they're both round, aren't they? They've both got round circular bodies, so that's similar. So they've got similarities and they've got differences in the way they look, just like we have with our friends. But they've also got similarities and differences with how they feel inside. So their insides might be a bit different from each other. They might feel the same things about something. So they both might like football, but they might have different feelings as well. Okay, so Doug might like pasta and Trevor might not like pasta. Okay, so there's differences with how we feel about things as well with our friends inside, and that's fine. That's a good thing that we are different from our friends in some way. It makes life interesting. Now then, with Doug and Trevor's friendship, something happens in this story that happens sometimes with our own friendships. They fall out. But let's see what happens at the end of the story. I wonder whether they make up again and how they make up, because that's really important, isn't it, with our friends? So, Doug, the Bug That Went Boing. Are you ready? Doug and Trevor had been best friends for a long time. They played together every day and they didn't like to be apart. One day they were playing berry ball when, oh dear, look where the berries got stuck. Bad luck, Trevor, said Doug. It's your turn to get it down. It's not, said Trevor. It is too, said Doug. It's not, said Trevor. You always make me climb up there, said Doug crossly. You always say it's my turn when it's not. I don't want to play any more. Fine, said Trevor, and he turned away in a huff. How many of us have done that with our friends? We've had a little falling out over something so small, but it does happen. But just then, a great big shovel came down and scooped Doug up. Oh no! What on earth was happening? Doug! Cried Trevor. Trevor! Cried Doug. When he finally opened his eyes, Doug got quite a surprise. Trevor, he yelled, help! Oh, look how high up he is. But Trevor was too far away to hear him. Trevor must be all the way down there. I've got to get home, thought Doug. But how? Then he heard a funny noise. Buzz, buzz, bump. It was a very dizzy fly. He was banging his head against the window. Buzz, buzz, bump. Maybe you should try the door, said Doug politely. The door? Great idea. Why didn't I think of that? I've been here for days. Oh, how can I ever thank you, said the fly. Doug tried not to laugh. Well, he said, maybe you could take me with you. I'll try, said the fly, but you look quite heavy. But here goes. He's trying to lift Doug up. Oh, don't drop me in there, cried Doug. Way, or on there, he gasped. He'd get a spiky bottom, wouldn't he? And definitely don't drop me there. Phew, that was close. He doesn't want to go on a spider's web, does he? I wonder why. But the fly was starting to wobble. Don't think I can hold on. And then, plop, Doug landed splat in somebody's breakfast. What food has he landed in? He was just wondering if things could get any worse when they did. Pepper sprinkled onto his nose. What does pepper make you do? Achoo! Well, Doug shot through the air and span round and round on the ceiling fan. And then boing, he bounced off a sponge cake and popped up a pedal bin. Boing, super boing, which sent him through, spinning through the air towards the toaster. Ping! He smashed through the toast and began to fall. He grabbed the first thing he could and swung all the way back to exactly where he'd started. Oh, Doug had to admit that things weren't going very well. "Will I ever see Trevor again?" he said sadly. And then he heard a familiar sound. "Bzz, bzz, bye," it called. It was the fly buzzing out of sight, and that was when Doug noticed that the window was open. "Hey, wait for me," he called. How was he going to get out now? And then Doug had an idea. Look, he's grabbed onto the flower. Whee! He's using it like a parachute. "Home I go!" cried Doug. The friends were so happy to see each other again. "I'm sorry I wouldn't get the ball," said Trevor. "Well, I'm sorry I got so cross," said Doug. "I tell you what," said Trevor, "how about a game of berry ball right now?" "You're on," said Doug. So what have they done? They've both said sorry, and they have both forgiven each other. They've said, "It's okay, I was in the wrong too. Let's just make friends." So all was well until, oh no, it happened again. Doug looked at Trevor. Trevor looked at Doug. Do you think they're going to fall out again, or have they learned their lesson? "I'll get it," said Trevor. No, let me," said Doug. No, it's definitely my turn," said Trevor. And they were so busy arguing, they didn't hear a familiar sound. "Buzz, catch," said the fly. And they all played happily until the sun went down. So the fly got it in the end, but they were actually arguing about who would get it down, saying that "I'll get it down, no, I'll get it down." So they learnt their lesson, didn't they, Doug and Trevor, that actually arguing about a silly little thing like that wasn't as important as being friends. And what did they say to each other? Can you remember? They said sorry, didn't they? So they knew that they'd done something wrong and that they'd hurt each other's feelings. And they said sorry, and they made up, and they forgave each other. They said, "It's okay, we'll get over that, and we'll just be friends. It's better to be friends again." So I want you to think about that. And maybe if you have a little falling out with your friends over something little, maybe you think, "Oh, it's not really that important. Let's just make up, say sorry to each other, and carry on having fun being good friends." I think that's a really nice story and a lovely lesson to learn as well. Right, everybody, enjoy your activities for today, and I will see you soon. Take care.